Welcome to Star Citizen and the XXL guide to the medical gameplay.
Right or wrong? A moral decision. Like other moral decisions, it will have an effect on other people, make them also choose right from wrong. The Watchman has made his decision.
In this guide, we will go into all the details and game mechanics of the medical gameplay, including not only the various respawn options, but of course all the usable medical tools and gadgets, as well as the medicines available to us.
It's a sure way to kill him.
Because the medical gameplay is not only of existential importance for ourselves with the start of Alpha 3.15, but also opens up a completely new gameplay area, with which we can actively help others or even step into a new, dark area.
I'm a tiger on the prowl, I'ma make it go wild. I'm original, and I told you so. I'm a kid in the candy store.
Basically, there are fixed medical facilities on all space stations, as well as on the residences of the main planets, which enables us to respawn by depositing our imprint here.
It's time to go.
These facilities are divided into 3 levels, whereby the clinics of the residences have the highest level 1, and all injuries and illnesses can be healed here. And after we automatically have to choose a residence when we first enter the persistent universe, this subsequently serves as a respawn location until we actively change it. In principle, a storage place for our imprint is always active, even if your last chosen one should be destroyed after we automatically change to our last residence here as a fallback level. However, we have the option of actively moving our imprint, our respawn location, to another point ourselves, whereby level 2 facilities such as spaceships are also possible here. Currently there are 2 ships, the Anvil Carrick and the Origin 890 Jump, which each have a level 2 facility, which is the minimum for a respawn.
Get ready.
In order to transfer our imprint, it is sufficient to confirm this transfer free of charge at the corresponding terminals of the medical areas on ships, space stations or residence areas. As soon as this transfer is completed, we automatically respawn at the last selected medical facility, which must have at least level 2 for this.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink. Get
The differences between level 1 and level 2 facilities lie in the final treatment of serious injuries, after which it may be possible to visit a level 1 facility, an inpatient clinic, for a completely recovery. With the Drake Cutlass Red, we have a level 3 facility at our disposal, which is not sufficient for respawning. However, we also have the possibility here to treat further injuries that cannot be fully treated with mobile medical tools and gadgets, and to heal them completely to a limited extent. One of the 2 mobile medical tools is the Cure Life Paramed medical device, which provides us with the maximum medical care outside of a dedicated medbay. The Paramed Cure Life tool has 2 modes, an automatic basic mode and an advanced manual mode. With this, it is possible to heal directly, as well as to access and administer all available medicines directly. In the advanced mode, we can manually determine the active ingredient content of the various medicines. In basic mode, the appropriate composition is selected automatically. The replaceable Paramed refill cartridge is used up in one use. The second medical tool is the already known Grey Kit multi-tool, which can also be used for simple medical purposes with the Grey Kit Cure Life attachment and the consumable Lifeguard refill. However, only pure healing is possible here, and the administration of medication via the multi-tool is excluded. However, it is still possible to administer the various medicines by means of the familiar med pens, whereby the dosage is fixed here on the basis of the one-time use. These pens are color-coded and serve different purposes. The purple adrenapen with the active ingredient dimethotrine alleviates the effects of head and brain injuries. The blue oxypen, already known, is an emergency oxygen reserve. The grey detox pen, on the other hand, with the active ingredient Resurgera, alleviates the effects of medication and drug overdoses to temporarily restore our ability to act. With corticopan and the active ingredient Sterogan, we counter acute respiratory damage. And the standard medpen with Hamuzal as the active ingredient, which increases our hit points again and stops bleeding, we have known for some time. The final product is the Opiopan with the active ingredient Roxafine, which counteracts reduced mobility and partial or complete paralysis. Thus, we have a wide range of active substances that can help us against all possible current negative character effects. The pens are disposable, single-use items that can be administered to ourselves or others.
Don't always do what I should. I'd be better if I thought I could. I'm a sucker for adrenaline, every villain is.
Now we come to the use of medical tools.
Trying to change my ways.
Whether with the Cure Life tool or the multi-tool attachment, we receive a range indication which is shown by a red X as insufficient and a white cross as sufficient, as well as a percentage indication of the target's hit points and the medication level.
Everyone knows. Feels good to be, feels good to be, feels good to be a little bit bad.
Our target is divided into the areas extremities, torso and head, which we can scan and treat separately. And in the area of pure healing, the handling of the two different tools, the Cure Live and the multi-tool, is identical.
I'll admit I'm a little bit wicked. I belong in the grave I'm digging.
Because in the multi-tool display we also receive a range indication with a red X or a white cross, as well as all vital parameters of the target person in the HUD.
Everyone lies just to ease their soul.
Furthermore, it is also possible to completely revive targets to 100% whose hit points have already fallen below 0%. And by pressing the B button and triggering our medical tool, we can also use and apply it to ourselves. Exclusively with the Cure Life tool, as well as the corresponding medpens, we are given the possibility of administering targeted medication to ourselves or to a target person. To do this, it is necessary to switch to the advanced mode of the Cure Life tool in order to determine and administer the dose and type of medication. And as soon as we exceed the middle marker in the lower display, which is labeled BDL, the drug level of the target, our target suffers a drug overdose. We reach such an overdose already with 75% medication level and can increase this so far that our target becomes completely incapable of action and we reach almost 200% medication level. Here we only have the possibility to administer Resurgera in order to restore a short-term ability to act.
It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder. A widespread investigation of funeral homes, morgues, and hospitals has concluded that the unburied dead have been returning to life and seeking human victims. It's hard for us here to be reporting this to you, but it does seem to be a fact.
In such a state, we have to fight with very clear restrictions of the optics, as well as the ability to move, which affects us not only on foot, but also when steering a ship. Only medical facilities of level 3 to 1 offer healing possibilities.
What's wrong with you?
Murder.
And of course we can also, well, let's call it treat ourselves with medicines.
Returning.
Are you okay? What's wrong with you?
However, any negative effects as well as the medication level are directly reduced without any further action on our part if we go to a medical facility, whereby it is sufficient to lie down here or to be laid down.
Something you already know. Girl, if you feel it, I do. Don't wanna waste it, I just wanna heal help me, help you. Let's see it through.
If we reach a damage level that does not force us to respawn immediately, we are given the opportunity to be rescued by other players for a certain period of time, depending on the severity of our injuries. Here we can also generate a mission by simply pressing a button, which becomes visible and acceptable to all players. However, 10,000 Alpha USC reward will be charged for this mission.
Oh, if you feel it, I feel it, I do. It's not complicated, I just wanna hear you love me too.
In the case of more serious injuries, which are displayed in the left HUD area with a numerical value, it is necessary to visit an adequate medical facility in order to repair permanent damage. The number indicates the level of injury.
Help me, help you.
In the case of extremely serious injuries, a visit to an inpatient clinic is necessary in the maximum case in order to permanently remove the impairments. In this case, we have the possibility to select the individual injuries in order to have an appropriate treatment carried out. Furthermore, there are medical emergency lifts in the residence areas within the landing zones, into which we can take patients or ourselves should a current injury exist.
Shadows, you think I'm low, but you don't know how low I'll go. I've been hunting for it, I've been planning for it. I'm the villain, yeah, I'm gonna take it.
For this purpose, it is sufficient to simply hand over the patient in the lift and only then activate the trigger.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
And for the Outlaw Station Grimhex, there is another possibility to get injured citizens or even pirates to treatment as quickly as possible. For this, we can land on the old landing pads outside directly at the clinic and are in a few steps directly in the clinic area.
All the money in the world cannot protect you from me. You can flee, but never will you be free from me. I'm everywhere you look, you never will escape me. So come at me, 'cause I'm the villain. I've been hunting for.
But there is of course also a deliberate misuse of our medical possibilities, although in our opinion this is not a game mistake.
Hunting for it.
For example, we can use medpens to administer medication to other players without their consent. And even in safe areas, the misuse of medical tools is unrestricted, leading to the possibility of robbery. Here, on the other hand, it would make sense to restrict their use. You will find the link to the issue console entry in the video description, as well as the link to the free PDF overview available in English and German of all medical devices and tools for free download. After entering the Discord, you only have to accept the rules once to get the download channel displayed.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
I hope you liked the video and leave me a like and maybe even a subscribe here. The medical gameplay offers a rich and immersive game experience and encourage interactions. Of course, there is also abuse, which is also part of the mechanics. However, it would be desirable that actions against players in the starting areas are not possible. Therefore, our request would be to support the entry in the issue console. Thank you very much! But as always, I'm interested in your opinion on the topic. What do you think about the new medical gameplay? Let me know in the video comments, in Discord or in the almost daily Twitch livestreams. But as always, the most important thing at the end, a big thank you to all supporters, whether Patreons, channel members or Twitch subscribers. Without you this wouldn't be possible and you are an enormous motivation for which we would like say thank you, you rock! And of course there will be extensive and top-notch giveaways from the best partners and us again this month. You can find how to take part and what to expect in the following announcement trailer. Good luck! I say goodbye until next time, see you soon and as always, see you in the verse.
Dancing in the city lights. Painted red, gonna be no better. better time. We're feeling high and you know we got a good flow. And there ain't no one gonna tell us no, tell us no. No, 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 let's go. No hesitating. We gotta move, we gotta shake, we gotta get up on our feet and liberated. You feel like something's out of control. Your mind says yes and your body says oh, let's go. Let's go, let's go. The sky is lit and it's gonna be a good night. What's mine is yours if it makes you feel alright. I wanna dance, I can feel it in my bones now. Feel the pull, oh, come on, let your body flow. So let's go. No hesitating. We gotta move, we gotta shake, we gotta get up on our feet and liberated. You feel like something's out of control. Your mind says yes and your body says oh, let's go. Let's go, let's go. We gotta get up on our feet and liberated. Let's fly and levitated. We gotta shout, we gotta sing, and we make no apologies for celebrating. You feel like something's out of control. Your mind says yes and your body says oh, let's go.